You there?
I was like convinced YouTube hates me now.
Yeah, not gonna lie, same. Because
I
this was
was
like the
like,
third time I tried this, and I literally had to go back and delete almost. I say almost 2 live streams because I still couldn't find the other one yet.
I was so tripped out. I was like clicking on the link and then it wasn't letting me into it,
Yeah,
which is the
YouTube.
first time.
YouTube picks and chooses when it wants to work with these. That's the problem.
It has favoritism. Big time.
Yeah, and I could be that one person that say it's usually for the creators who are bigger on here because I promise you, I I'm not even gonna lie. A part of me wants to ask those people if they actually use like Restream or StreamYard because if they don't, I am convinced that YouTube just likes them more because I would love to know like how everyone else seems to do their stream so good unless they're doing it I think from the computer, but that might be the
I
reason.
think they do. I'm pretty sure most streams that I've watched are done like
I think
from a
it's from a
computer.
computer, like something at least similar to it, but I'm pretty sure it's a
Yeah.
computer for the most part.
I used to be obsessed with this one channel who did like daily vlogging and stuff, and they did like lives and whatever, and they would, I think they did it on a computer. I'm not sure, but I think that could be part of it. I mean, the phones work, but that was a process and a half.
Yeah.
Well, because then you were sending me the link to the thing, like the to watch it, and I was like, well, that's not what I want. And then
No,
I had to
yeah, I
click
think
on
the
the
problem
link.
was too the I think when I actually managed to get you the correct link the first time, it had already taken so long that I think YouTube just quit on itself and was like, okay, yeah, no, we're ending this.
Yeah.
Like literally, right when I got back into the stream to see if it was still working, the stream was already over, and I was like, okay, I didn't even end the stream.
And
What?
I think that's when I went to go join it too, because I joined it or tried, and it was like, "It's waiting for him." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
This right here, folks, this is what happens when you try to do a birthday stream with your friend and things go horribly wrong. We had so many technical difficulties.
Oh my gosh.
I'm convinced that we might not even be live right now. Can everyone hear us? Like,
That's really funny. I'm pretty sure people can hear us.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
I mean,
Like,
who knows anymore though? That's so cool. You got like the little, yeah, I'm turning off my camera. That's going away. Um,
good job.
well, people are just looking at the ceiling and I'm not showing my face, so. Well, because I'm
If it
laying in
makes you
bed.
feel better, I literally, unless it's like occasionally in a video, I don't ever show my face on here. So,
How
not
do you
even that I don't
do?
want to. I just don't know. Like, I'm not trying to angle it the wrong way. I've had that mistake before.
Well, I'm trying to do more stuff with mine, but I want to do like, I want to focus on aesthetics too, because that's a big part of YouTube to know how to target like aesthetics to people. And so, like, that's how
That's
you
fair.
get, because most people that are watching it are going to be sighted people. So if they're
Yeah.
clicking on a video, they're going to be like, oh, this looks pleasing. So I'm going to click on it. So you have to know how to target to audience. But I don't know
Yeah.
how to do that. And I don't have a sighted person that can edit thumbnails and actually edit my stuff and actually put a
Yep.
background because I don't really think I want to show my face. I mean, I don't care, but like, I also don't, I feel like that's just too boring. Like, I feel like I need something like, I feel like I need to get, like, live coverage of, like, Inez and I walking so I can actually do, like, audio overlay, but, like, I don't
Mhm.
have someone to help me do that, which is
No, trust
annoying
me, I
because I
get it.
can make it way more entertaining and way more, that's how you get viewership that way,
Yeah.
but, like, I can't, I don't have someone sighted to help me do that. Maybe in college I'll figure something out, but, like, then I don't wanna feel like I'm bothering people by being like, "Can you help me?"
No, trust me. Like I said, I get it. I promise you, anything. I've made it very clear so many times because you'll have that random time where you got that one a hole that wants to come in my comments and decide to start something. And
Mm.
I've made it so clear, and this is the thing, with how many videos that I have on this channel, I do not expect every single person sub to go watch every single one. I don't care enough. But at the same time, I think I've made it very clear, in most of my videos, especially recently, two things. One, just in case I haven't, but I know I have because I literally clipped the stream because of this to finally make it clear to people. But regardless, one, visually impaired, hearing impaired. The most important part there, hear visually impaired. I can't see what I'm doing. Okay, I don't have enough sight to edit my stuff by myself. I have friends who can, kind of do that depending on who they are, or can definitely do that again depending on who they are. But they're not always available to edit. So there's that, and then it's the same thing that you said, where when they are available, sometimes I'm just too scared to actually be like, "Yo, do you wanna, I don't know, maybe edit this because I'm trying to kind of make it sort of look as good as possible, and I have no idea how to do that myself." The only upside to it is that most of the people that have edited for me have actually been pretty nice about it because any of the projects or the covers that I have on here that were with other people, that's literally the only reason they sound or look good, in the slightest, because I had nothing to do with that editing, at all. I want to be better at it. I just don't know the techniques for that yet. So it's a whole challenge. The glories of being visually impaired, everyone.
What is happening with the screen?
Can I
Oh,
just say I don't know if this person is still here, but the world of Cam 7, that is a very interesting name.
I was not processing. It says it says 0 watching now. So I wrote this by herself.
I'm not even gonna lie, I'm used to that at this point.
It's so sad.
It's
I wanna
sad, but I'm only used to it because half of the time, whenever I get a bunch of people in here, the one time I got a bunch of people in here by myself was I forget what that stream was called, but it was the last stream that I did by myself because I was just too tired to really do one with Josh, and I didn't really think anyone else was available. Because obviously, this is the first stream you and I have done together. Ember was doing something around that time, so I was like, yeah, I'm not about to stress her out with this. And then, like I said, I had already done a lot with Josh, so I was like, yeah, let me just for once do one by myself. I don't know how long it'll be, but you know what? Let me see how long I can hold out for on stream before I just decide to get off and crash. Not gonna lie, surprised how many people actually showed up for that one because that never used to happen. Oh, and obviously, I know I already said it, but Feliz cumpleaños. Yeah, I can speak Spanish, guys. I know what I'm doing. I totally said that correctly. I love the fact that in my room right now, I think this is the coldest I have ever been in the last 2 months, and I am not complaining.
cold rooms are the best.
You said what?
I said cold rooms are the best.
Especially right now because we are entering the summer pretty soon, and Apollo loves to make that very clear. I literally made a joke like that to Ember, in PMs. I don't remember how long ago. I was just like, I really love how Apollo really is just starting to make me realize, hey, did you know summer is on the way, which means I get to, make your life hell because I want to, because it's my season, and that's when the
That's
sun
so
is
funny.
around. Is that what?
I said that's so funny. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, that joke took me, like, quick second, because at first I didn't hear what you said, so I was like, "What?" And then
Uh,
I realized what you said, and I was like, "Oh."
just straight up. This is exactly why I say, even with me being Perseus, me and my brother are not friends. Me and Apollo do not get along for so many different reasons. One, he is the sun god. He makes that very, very clear. Two, he is the sun god. He's annoying for that reason. I have my reasons for saying it. He has an ego like no other. The only one that I think has a bigger ego than him might actually be Zeus.
Aries. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say
Well,
Aries.
I mean, see, the difference between those two, I feel like, is Aries definitely. I'm not gonna sit here and say none of the gods are like ego less, if that makes any sense,
Yes, I do. I know what you're
because
going for.
that's just false. That is very very false. But I feel like some of them know how to kind of keep their ego in check a bit more than others. Apollo, no. The big three,
Mhm.
especially if we're talking Zeus, not even a tiny bit.
Hades is great.
Ares,
I love Hades.
Ares, yeah, Ares is Ares is interesting. I'm just gonna say it like that. We don't need to talk about how any depiction when it comes to like films or media so far has made Ares out to be most of the time just straight up an a-hole, and it's sad how I think that's more accurate for him than it usually is for Hades.
I love Aries. I love Aries, and I love Hades, and I love Poseidon, I think. Those are my 3 male.
Poseidon's my favorite specifically because I love the water, always have, always will. Um, Hades, I'm not even gonna lie. He's my favorite no matter what, just because I feel like I kind of understand where he's coming from sometimes.
I
It's
do. I love
like,
Hades, but then again, I'm also a psycho bitch, so it might have something to do with that.
see, and the funny thing is, that's why I also say sometimes, because I feel like it's easy to understand him no matter what. But at the same time, like when they actually don't paint him out to be a straight up villain, it also is still pretty easy to understand where he's coming from when he's just chilling and not really trying to get involved in anything. And then
Yeah,
you just have what was it? I said
Aries?
Poseidon. You said who?
Aries?
Aries, I get just because I'm not gonna lie. Depending on who I'm around,
Yes,
listen. Either
absolutely.
A, I'm gonna want to hurt someone, or B, I'm gonna want to fight someone, or C, all of the above. Like,
Yeah, yep. Check
especially
all
if
that
it has to
apply.
do with one of my found family siblings, like getting in trouble. I will throw hands. I don't know how to fight. I have not done pad work in a very long time. That does not mean I will not throw hands if someone messes with my family.
Mhm.
That is literally just how it is, and I am never apologizing for that.
As for females, I don't like the females. I like
Most of them get
Artemis,
on my
that's about it.
nerves. I'm gonna just say it. Most of them get on my nerves.
Artemis is my all-time favorite. I would worship her. I love her. She's amazing. Except I couldn't technically worship her because there's one fatal flaw in that one.
Yeah, about that. I also really love how, because of the fact that like Percy Jackson does take a lot of like stuff from actual mythology. I love
Uh-huh.
how for that reason, if I ever decided as Perseus to just be near Artemis and she tries to say something, I could literally just remind her of the fact that you were not always a virgin goddess. Let's just make this clear, okay? Like,
Wild.
listen, I'm not trying to be like a scumbag here, okay, but for all of your talk about being a virgin goddess and men suck, hey, look at me, Orion. Do you remember him? Do we need to talk about him? Because
Uh-huh,
I feel like
uh-huh,
we
uh-huh.
could. I feel like
I
we could, and I actually feel like we should. I'm just saying.
She's cool. I like her. But I mean, I want to look into more. I don't know. I feel like I want to look more into like Japanese and Norse mythology because I think I forget. I forget which one I actually want to look into the most, but They
I
sound pretty
haven't looked
cool.
into Japanese mythology. I've looked in a tiny bit into Norse mythology. I'm not gonna lie, it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean oh, sorry. I'm totally was thinking Japanese and didn't mean to say that. I was going for
Uh,
Egyptian.
Egyptian's also pretty cool. I didn't look into that one that much, but I have heard some stuff about it. Greek mythology, I think
Mythology
I've
is fun.
managed to look more into because they had like even if it wasn't accurate all the way to mythology, they had books that were based off it, like Percy Jackson. I haven't really necessarily found that yet for any of the others.
Well, the reason why I liked mythology to begin with is because of Percy Jackson. If it weren't for that, I
Oh
would
no, same.
think Greek mythology is the most boring thing on the planet.
I wouldn't
It,
have ever gotten into that if my mother. I think it was either my mom and my dad. It was one of them. I think dad purchased the movie, but it was like when I was a kid. I know for a fact. I think I told this story either on here or just period before. But like when my dad got me the Percy Jackson movie for the first time, and yes, people can have all the hate they want toward those movies. I've made it very clear. I don't like them better than what we are getting right now, but I have to have some respect for them because if it hadn't been for the Lightning Thief movie, I wouldn't have found out about the book. Therefore, I would not have gotten into Greek mythology at all.
mm-hmm.
So, as
That's
much
valid.
as the movies have their faults, those movies are the things that got me into this world in the first place, and in a way, got me to where I am right now with this channel. Because this channel is, even if it takes a lot of things from Greek mythology and like other things like anime, this is very much based off of at least the characters and like the people from Greek mythology. It literally says it in my name for that reason.
It
Like,
does. Yep.
like, and it didn't for a while. I'm not gonna lie, it didn't for I think like maybe the first year that I was on YouTube, but then I found a way to change that. So when I did that, I ended up signing back in with that, and I know a lot of people. I think even you were one of them. Are now like why is your name so long? Simple, because my channel isn't just Greek mythology, but it is heavily based on it. So when it's not the stuff with Perseus or the stuff with how I use Perseus in ties to anime and all that other stuff, then it's literally where you get the AKA Elijah Hedgeman when it's just me. Whether that's like my covers or the live streams or whatever the heck else I do that has like literally nothing to do with Greek mythology or anime. But then you have the other side, which is quite literally basically everything else. Because I'm different like that, and I will never apologize for that. That's just how it is.
It's so quiet on the stream without Josh.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I'm not really complaining that much. Mainly because I'm not doing this by myself. If I was by myself, I would definitely be complaining because I don't
Earlier,
have like a music thing in the background. So it would have just been,
yeah.
especially on the day. You can hear my fan right now, but that's because we're in the summer. Just like depending on the day, I wouldn't even have that in the background. So it would literally just be me, silence,
No, I know. When
comment
I joined
reading,
that
and
one
like
time in commenting, it was so quiet. I was like, "Oh, this has got to be rough."
yeah, like I said, as much as I do sometimes like to do these alone, that is why I don't do these alone that much anymore. Because it just feels like it low key kind of feels awkward when I'm doing it by myself.
I know it's boring by yourself.
Because it's not like you got these other people over here who live with people who can probably like here and there come by and say hi in the stream and all that, or you have these people who have music set up so music is always playing even when they're by themselves. Yeah, again, I don't have any of that stuff. I
Oh,
cannot do that.
and not to mention we can't visually scan the comments as easy as a sighted person when someone joins, so it makes it
Exactly.
harder. So that doesn't help any. Earlier when Josh texted the siblings, um, and he said happy birthday, I'm not gonna lie, before I clicked on the group, I genuinely thought it was you because of the way it was worded.
Well, dang.
I was like, "What?" And I was mind blown because then I was, like, getting sad that Josh didn't say anything yet
I love how when
because
he
he
said
was
something, I was trying so hard to not be that like one petty person and just be like, haha, I did it first. I was low key like after he sent it, especially with that many exclamations, because to me for a second it felt like he was celebrating something. I was over here in my head like, hey bro, guess what? Hope you know I got there at 12. Screw you.
You did. I was so impressed. I was genuinely mind blown. I was like, "Oh my god."
I'm not even gonna lie. The funny thing is, it's funny because the reason I don't usually do that is because of the fact that half of the time when I used to do that, it wouldn't work. The only reason it works now is because if you know in messages they have like the whole send later thing.
Yes, I
I
haven't used
created that
that.
message like an hour or two before I sent it and just hit send later because I was like, oh yeah, no, now that I have this, no, we are using this to its full advantage. I will be the first one. I do not give a damn.
No, I that would've been so good because with my ex, we used to he used to have this thing where he was like, every year I try to see who can get tell me happy
That's me
birthday
with
first, and for
everyone. I don't know
the
why
longest
either.
time, it was for his best friend got it, and I was like and then I finally beat him, and I was so proud of myself.
That's me with literally everyone, especially if I'm close with someone and I don't know why that is. That's just that it's just like that.
Yes, it is that way, and it's like, I
It's
feel
something that I
genuinely
can't
sad if I
explain.
don't.
Like
Yeah.
I
I
promise you, I
was
don't remember who it was, but the one person that I wasn't able to do that with, like I think it was like a year or a few years ago. When I ended up finding that out, I was like, okay, hold on, let me have a minute real quick. You okay? No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Let
It
me just
feels
take a
so
minute.
stupid, but,
It's
like,
okay.
it's a real thing. I don't know, hearing Josh say adulthood kinda threw me. I'm not gonna lie.
A part of me was about to be over here, like, I mean, you know, the sad thing, yeah, it is adulthood, but like, I'm not gonna lie. Depending on where you are, if you're 18, you can't like still do that much. So it doesn't really feel like anything's changing. You just
Yeah.
know that you're an adult because now you have this thing, depending on who you are, stupid or not, called college, which you know is obviously a lot different. But aside from that, like nothing really changes.
Yeah, except for the legal stuff,
Oh
which
yeah, that too.
well, now I can have some authority over my mental situation, which
Oh yeah,
we don't gotta go on that into that
that.
topic on here, but you know where I'm probably going with that.
Oh no, I do because that right there is the only reason why I'm glad that I am as old as I am right now. As much as I have not taken it into my own hands yet, I at least know that I can, and I promise you, depending on who I'm talking to, I think about that in the back of my head. Just so I'm like, you know, if we ever have to go down this road again, hey, we're doing it my way this time. We're actually doing it my way this time because I'm actually allowed to say that now.
Hold on, I'll be right back. Hello.
Hey, Luis, what's up?
Okay. Yeah.
No worries, you're good.
Wild. You can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, as I'm screaming on the street. My bad. I couldn't find
Louise
the
said
mute
hi.
button.
Dalen said happy birthday, by the way.
Well, thank you.
Said
As people are
hi.
joining, I have to leave. That's sad.
You said what?
I said, "Oh, oh, that's where that stuff is." Got it. I said, as people are joining, I said, "That's now when I have to leave. That's sad."
Uh,
My dad came in and he was like, well, he was trying to break my door down, but he was like,
that sounds like everyone in my family.
he was like, um, he was telling me he's going in the pool, so
Okay.
I should probably go and be
Well,
with
this
my
was fun.
family. It was once YouTube actually worked.
Hopefully, we'll be able to do more of this. I'm gonna probably read however many of these there are because I did not realize people were actually filtering in.
That's really sad.
I mean, to be fair, we were having a conversation, so I wasn't really trying to look at the comments yet.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't able to see the comments, or I would have been that person that was doing both at the same time, but I couldn't because
I
of
was about to say I don't know if you can, but you should be able to actually see them on your side.
yeah, it says chat options, but I didn't figure that out until
Oh, okay. I forget that it does that for the. Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about. My bad.
it's like giving
Yeah,
me a
I
page.
think on your side you have to actually select like the chat so that way it shows it to you. I don't know why it's doing that. It didn't used to do that.
Yo, what the fuck? I was scrolling through the one live that we did with uh Future the other yesterday, and my TBI was in the room, and I didn't realize how much I say fuck on live. I really didn't realize that. I
Oh yeah.
was
Why do you think I said what I said?
yeah, but when he is here, it was so much worse.
Oh, I know. Why do you think I said what I said? Why
Yeah.
do you think I've continued to say what I say?
I mean, it's still tame in my opinion. I just
Yeah,
yeah, having
sure.
it turned up in a room where I was with my TBI and someone else, I was like, you didn't just hear me do
I
that. You didn't
promise
just hear me
you,
do that."
I promise you, all joking aside, this right here is why I'm so glad that I'm the age I am, and that even though I think my parents are still subbed to my channel, that they barely look at it because they would still be asking me questions, which I am not about to answer because I don't care enough.
Yeah.
It's my channel. It's literally been this way, not obviously like this, but like been this way and been like evolving since I was 13. Like I don't really think I have to answer these questions anymore.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane. I'm trying to figure out how to use this thing.
Well, like
'Cause
the chat thing or something else.
all of it.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. It's a process.
Because I'm also trying to figure out how to lead this thing, and I don't know how to do that.
I think there should be if you like you know how to get to the top of your screen real quick, right?
Mhm.
Do that, and then if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it appears on your end, but there should be a leave button. I think.
Ooh, finish. Whoa, that was took that out of context real quick. Oh, I found it. Oh, I love Calypso, by the way, if you're still here.
You said what?
Someone, commented about Calypso.
Uh,
Wasted.
yeah, you're not wrong. I'm not gonna lie, I've heard that story so many different times, and then depending on who's telling it and how they're telling it, there are so many different ways to tell that story. AKA the most recent time being Epic the Musical for anyone who's actually seen
What did you have for
it.
dinner, Dalen?
Not the singing happy birthday.
Yeah, I
I
see
love
that.
I love how the only reason I didn't do that is because I'm not trying to get copyright claimed on here. Either
Oh my
copyright
god.
claimed or stricken, because apparently you can get in trouble on YouTube now for singing that, even if there's no audio behind it. I don't know why.
What? That's a
I'm
thing?
apparently that's been a
Why?
thing for a while, and to this day I don't know why, but it's true. Like I promise you, I've made it very much of a point to not. If you check any of my like actual happy birthday videos, there's a reason why I have like a whole song intro because I'm not about to actually come on here and sing happy birthday and then have something happen to the video just because I'm doing that.
Just because of that. That's
Like I
so
literally made a whole without music yet happy birthday song from scratch to be like, all right, we're just gonna do it like this so that way I can actually try to, turn up and have this video sounds kind of good. And also maybe have it last longer than like 5 seconds.
that's wild.
Yeah, it's that. This is where we are with YouTube, everyone. It could be worse, but it's not great. I miss the early 2000s of YouTube. I'm going to stick to that until something
Yeah.
actually legit changes.
McDonald's is decent. It's in my opinion, it's very fake, so I don't like it, but, their fries are good. I like their fries.
Their fries are amazing. Although I will say, aside from their fries, I feel like a lot of the stuff they have there. I'm pretty sure I've said it before, and if I haven't, I'll say it now. Wendy's does it better. I'm sorry, it's just true.
Yeah, they do. Also, Wendy's, blueberry pomegranate lemonade is the best thing I've ever had in my life.
Never had that, but the next time I go to Wendy's, if I ever do, I am trying that because that sounds amazing.
You let me know how that goes, cause I swear to you, I got a Frosty and I got a Coke, and my mom got that lemonade, and she was like, "Try I'm gonna try your" or either she asked me or I asked her to try her drink, and I tried it, and I was like, "I want that. I want that. That's mine now."
Eh,
And I ended up having more of her drink than I did of mine.
See, and I know this is, if anything, I got two um different types of beef with McDonald's over here. One, every time I turn around, something that's actually good there gets snatched away from us, and it actually gets on my nerves. Two, why? Well, actually, no, no. Three, if we're really about to do that. Two, I understand what COVID did. I did. Okay, but we are far past COVID. Why are things still this expensive? Can we
Mhm.
can we please knock it off? Like, if it was a restaurant, an actual restaurant, I would understand. Okay, I'm gonna just say it how it is though. Y'all do realize, especially over there at McDonald's, y'all are not high quality food. Okay, y'all aren't even real food. Please,
No, that's why I don't like them.
let's remember our lane, please. Stop making things cost over $4. Your chicken sandwiches are not top tier. I'm sorry, it's just facts.
They're not. I can't do it. I like Chick-fil-A better.
From what I know, if it even is true, and that's another reason I can give Wendy a W. Wendy's apparently actually is real meat. Yeah, so I'm sorry, but until y'all start doing stuff that isn't legit processed fake meat, dude, I'm not about to pay $4 or $5 for a freaking sandwich that also isn't even that big, by the way, unless you get like 2 to 3 patties on there. Like that's kind of sad.
It's disgusting.
That's actually sad.
Dalen, I am going to go in the pool in a second,
That is a
and
lot better than what I'd be doing for me at my birthday.
oh, that's so sad.
I'll literally just be sitting here like
That was me last year, so don't worry. And it
that's
was my
me just because
s
I don't have people here. Like,
yeah, well, that's the thing. I'm just with my parents. Like all my friends are like, "Oh yeah, we're having like a pool pizza party like with everybody." I'm like, "You're not
no,
making me
see, and
depressed, not at all."
that right there is my problem. I love the water, okay, but if I'm in the water surrounded by multiple people, and no disrespect, I love y'all to death, okay, but we all in this family over here, right? For anyone in my family who somehow ends up seeing this, I doubt that'll happen. But if it does, we all know how this family, especially on my dad's side, works because my dad's side is the one that is usually the one to pop up around here. Y'all are crazy, okay? I'm not about to get in the pool with all y'all and then get stuck around all the madness. I'm sorry, I can't do all that. I absolutely refuse. Which is why I don't get in the pool that much because as much as I love the water, I don't love the madness. I need more breaks than usual nowadays, and I will take them whenever I can.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I think you're probably one
So,
of the only people that actually gets that like whole mental exhaustion type of thing. Like
dude, that's exactly
it's
why, as much
real.
as I don't try to constantly talk about it with you and Ember are the only two, aside from like maybe one other friend that Ember and I have, that I actually talk about that with. Because I can promise you right now, I'm not saying he doesn't get it. Okay, but to the extent that y'all do, Josh, I know for a fact does not get it. Because
He doesn't.
that dude, I don't know what he is on. I really don't.
No,
I
but
don't
his
understand,
energy
but
is admirable.
he don't get tired like that, and it's insane to me. I don't understand it.
Like the most he's got going on is a messed up sleep schedule, but he doesn't deal with like the whole like I can't get out of bed today because I
No,
just
literally, he
can't.
doesn't deal with depression or anything else like that. And you know what? To him, I've said it so many times to him and others who I talk to that don't have to deal with that. I am not saying that like I want y'all to deal with that, okay? I'm glad y'all don't have to deal with it. But for that reason, y'all I know for a fact for that reason, y'all don't understand it. And y'all don't understand from the level of people who do what I'm going through sometimes because of that. So I'm not about to have that conversation with you before.
if we're also gonna go there, let's take it to the whole and that's why a lot of parents don't understand their kids, because for the parents that don't have it, they're like, "What do you mean you can't
Yeah.
do this? What do you mean you can't do it? What do you mean you don't
I mean,
have the
either that
time
or
or
it's
the
just
energy?"
generational trauma due to also their parents either not having it or not trying to understand it. Because I do know for a fact that that's why things in my family, especially on a certain side of the family, cough, cough, dad, is so messed up. It's not even his fault. Like, I'm not going to say he can't sit here and do better. He could. But he's literally acknowledged
All of
it
us
in front
could.
of me and to his, like, father that it's been like this for years. Like,
Mhm. Well,
so
that's
I
the
don't expect
hardest
it to
part.
get better.
That's why it's so hard, and I mean, it
Yeah.
doesn't really stop. Like, for me,
Nope.
I never thought like, for me, it was emotional at first. It was the more like, "I'm not good enough for anything," et
That's
cetera.
trust me,
But
dude. That's still me sometimes. So I get that.
oh, I mean, I'm still like that. We're not gonna let's not go
Let's not
there.
go there.
Um,
We don't.
but it's I didn't realize that the actual physical, mental tiredness combined is the
Uh-huh.
worst feeling ever, and it's like and when you get abused by a narcissistic person, which I'm starting to slowly put together that that's what happened to me, and I was very strongly trauma bonded to said person, you actually develop physical um conditions, and chronic fatigue syndrome is actually caused by narcissists, and I had no idea that that was the case. And you get like a bunch of like actual physical brain effects, like your hippocampus like will shrink, your amygdala will actually swell and stuff, like
Hmm.
your whole brain gets affected by it, which explains why my memory used to be perfect. Not perfect, but it used to be good. Not as good as Josh, but it used to be up there.
See,
And
that's
now I
another
have like
thing that
the
I
hardest time
praise Josh on.
remembering
I don't know how his memory is that great. My memory used to be like somewhat like that, okay, but not to that level. I don't
not
think.
probably, well, I also think I have ADHD to some degree, so, like, having
What's
and
that
of course,
like?
I can't say I have it because I haven't been diagnosed, but I also show a lot of symptoms for it, but, like,
Hmm.
that
Hello.
combined with what I've been through doesn't make the memory stuff even better like, any better,
No, yeah. For
but
me,
yeah,
it's
that's
literally
I
just
never
due to the
understood that.
surgeries and everything else. So I'm as much as I'm not, I guess, on the same level as you, and I'm glad I'm not because that's not something I even wish
Trust
you had to
me,
go through.
yeah. No.
That's not something I wish that you or a certain other found sister of mine had to go through. But I promise you, I to an extent I get it
It's so
because
sad because you want to do stuff, but then at the same time, you absolutely don't. And it's sad because you
mhm.
have a lot of that ambition. You're just like, I don't care anymore. And I don't want
That
it
used to
anymore.
be me in high school, and I didn't think it could get worse. Now I'm in college, and
Oh,
this is and people don't
it
get
gets
it. I
worse.
don't try to explain it to my parents anymore because as much as a part of me does think they get it, I don't think their brains are kind of at that place anymore to truly understand it.
Yeah.
But I promise you, I didn't think it was gonna get any worse because they explained to me how college would be in high school, and in my head, I was like, "Oh wait, hold on. I can plan my own classes? Wait a minute, I don't have to be awake for 5 hours straight, just sitting there and listening to people. Hold on, wait, are you serious? Okay, say less. So what I'm hearing is I'm not gonna do that. I'm probably not even gonna be around the whole week, and I'm gonna just go to sleep like right after class because I won't have anything to do. College comes. Hey, by the way, did you know you have this thing? No, wait, what thing? This thing called papers. Wait, what?
Ugh.
Yeah, yeah. You got to do like 5 paragraphs of those. Oh, by the way, that's almost every class. I'm sorry. That's what now? Welcome to college, buddy.
Yeah,
So
exactly. That's
now I'm just
exactly
over here like,
why.
ooh, nope. Dude, I'm in summer now. Summer classes are a thing. And before we even get into that, all we have to get into is the fact that it was only 3 classes last year. Those 3 classes made me want to just straight up throw myself into bed and pass out instantly every single time I got home.
Yep, exactly. That's why I'm actually terrified for college because as much as I'm probably going to like it eventually, I know my mental, like, chronic tiredness is gonna get really bad, especially if I
Mhm.
don't get medical attention for it at some point, which I'm hoping now that I'm 18 that can happen,
See,
but
and for me,
there's
it's
gonna be
even
no
worse because
promises.
my CPAP is not around. Like if I actually had my CPAP and that was working, I promise you, I'm not gonna sit here and say it would be 100. I know for a fact it wouldn't because my mental state, like you said earlier, we don't need to get into it, but I will just say that I don't think it's ever going to be 100. If you want me to be completely honest with you at this point, but
Mhm.
I
I
know for a
don't think
fact
so
that it
either.
could at least be better
Yeah.
if I wasn't feeling tired almost all the time. Without my CPAP,
Yep.
I cannot get that type of sleep. So I'm just over here like, all right, let me. I don't know what it's 10 o'clock. Okay, let me try to start getting ready for sleep now. My body will probably shut down like around what, like 11:30, something like that. Okay, cool. Next thing you know, wake up at whatever time my body decides to wake me up at. Maybe it's like 7 or 8 or something. Now I actually have to
Same.
wake up and be ready for shower time and everything else. That way I
Ugh.
can be out of the house, depending on the day, at like maybe either 9 or 10. And if I'm not out of the house, I at least have to look presentable around 9 o'clock.
Mhm, mhm.
My
Just listening
body
to that sounds awful, to
my
be
body
honest.
does not want, even if I'm actually like showered and everything, my body does not want to be ready at 9 o'clock. I
Same.
promise you,
Mhm.
half of the time I went into those meetings. This is why I love the professors in college because he would ask every single time, like, "Hey, how's your day doing? Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm surviving. I mean, I just woke up. We don't need to talk about how I just woke up. Maybe like 10 minutes ago. I'm pretty sure you can hear it in my voice. But you know what? I'm here. I'm here. I'm trying not to fail, and I like this class, so I'm here. Hi. So what are we doing?
Um, Dalen, I'm reading your comment. You can't swim above 3 feet or 4 feet. That's totally valid. I know so many people that can't swim. I was taught to swim when I was, like, 5 years old, so I'm kind of like a natural
I'll never
swimmer, to be
forget how I
honest.
was taught to swim. I know I love that I can swim decently now, but the way I was taught, ooh, that was my brother got it worse, but that was still bad. My uncle lied straight to my face.
Oh, no.
All I'm
I
gonna say is I was taken into the pool. I was told, just trust me, I'm not gonna let go. I went right under.
Oh,
Came up doing the doggy paddle though. So that was
good
nice.
job.
Literally just Mom, Dad, look, I'm doing it. Look. I will never forget that because I promise you, right after that, I swear to you, that whole time I was staying with my aunt, uncle, and just like having a family outing with them at New Hampshire, I was talking to my dad about, all right, so I know kind of how to swim now. I mean, I know how to do the doggy paddle. You saw that, right? By the way, remember the uncle, that one over there? Yeah. What about him? Yeah, I want to get payback. I want to push him in the pool because he said he wasn't gonna let go, and then he let go. So I want payback. I got payback before we
Good.
left, and I promise you, he. I remember this conversation because of just how funny it was looking back on it. He looked at me, I think, after when we were legit about to leave, and was like, "I'm gonna get you back for that." I was like, "Listen, you can, but I still got you, so I don't care." My brother got it worse though because that was the pool for me. He got the entire lake, as in he was
Oh.
thrown in the
Oh.
lake and basically told, "This is how you're
Oh.
swimming. You're swimming back."
Oh, no.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm glad that wasn't me because I'm pretty sure, knowing how I am and knowing how the lake is due to the one camp I went to where the only way we were swimming was in the lake, which is probably why I got sick that year." Um, let's
Probably.
let's just say, I don't think y'all would have seen me again. I'm not even saying that like to be morbid. I'm saying that because I know for a fact that if he had just left me out there and been like, "Yeah, no, you're swimming back to get home," yeah, I probably would have just given up after a while and just stayed in that lake. To be completely honest, that lake would have become my home. I probably wouldn't have had any friends, no fish friends, no nothing. I don't care. It would have just been me in the water.
That's so not funny, but it is really funny at
I
the
would
same
have made
time.
friends with Poseidon people. Like,
Literally. Um, what was I gonna say?
I'm assuming that's a good thing. If that is, you know what, Dylan? I am very happy for you for that reason because I wish my memory. could
Yeah, me
absorb.
too.
I wish my memory could absorb everything like that. Trust me, it used to. It doesn't really now unless it's like long
Yeah.
term though.
Long-term memory for me is so screwed up though, as it is.
See, it depends on what it is, and it makes sense honestly now that I'm older because I know that me and Ember were kind of talking about this. Obviously, depending on what you went through, even if it's something good that's surrounding some of those memories. If you went through something traumatic, your brain is probably going to block out most of the things that occurred during that time, which explains
Yeah,
a
and
lot
it's
about
really
why I can't
sad.
remember so much from like 2 years ago. But
Uh-huh.
I do know, even with that, things that happen like legit long term are usually not bad for me to remember. But like short long term and then legit short term, yeah, no, we don't need to. You hear the jokes that I pop off at Josh whenever he's over here. Like, dude, do you remember this? There's a reason behind that. I'm not trying to be a mean or rude person. I legit suck at remembering things like that unless it's like really important.
Yep. It's all right. I'm going to leave and go outside.
Have
So
fun.
I'm gonna abandon you on your live.
I mean, I'm probably gonna end this one anyway. Like I said, after I read these, so
Oh my god, is Josh telling the whole blind community it's my birthday today?
it's Josh. Do you want me to answer that question?
I
I,
guess
I
not.
think you asking that question the way you asked it kind of already gave you the answer. Like,
Well, Dave texts me and goes, "Hello, Morgan and Josh told me that it was your birthday."
oh yeah, trust me. That be expect that next year, dude. That's just him. Like,
As much as he's insane, I love him. Like, he's great for
he's
that reason because
he's he's interesting.
he makes me feel cared about after, what I went through. So
Yeah,
having someone that
that is
really
the
has
one
your
good thing I
back
could
like
say about
him,
him.
he might do it in the wrong way, but he has your back in some way.
Oh no, yeah, definitely.
You might have to kick his ass for what he did later, but
Oh yeah, and
as
I'm
you
very glad that
well
his
are
own
aware of.
family even knows about that because I'm so glad I got the okay from his dad that if we ever meet, whoo, it's on site. It's on site. I'm getting Cobra
Anyways,
Kai and Canes.
I am going to leave, except I gotta figure out how to do it first. Maybe. I don't know how to do it. It's not letting me do it. Like it's on a weird screen. I don't know. It's on the control panel, but it's not on the actual button where it's like got the comments and it's got the stuff. I don't know what's happening here.
It doesn't actually say like leave anywhere. Or you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna try to. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do it like this because it has it on my end. I'm gonna see. Happy birthday. Hope you have a great one. Let me see if this works. Okay. Yep. Peace. There we go. Yeah, above 3 or 4 feet deep. Not even gonna lie to you. I'm still working on that. I know how to tread water. My problem is I don't exercise as much as I should. So treading water for a long time and trying to swim, especially if I'm above 4 feet. Ooh, yeah, that's a problem. Uh, okay, yeah, this one. A CPAP is a sleeping machine. So if you have like sleep acne or acne, I forget how to say it. But if you have sleeping problems, especially if it's something where like you snore really really bad, which most of the time means that air and oxygen, depending on how bad it gets, might not be getting to you enough in your sleep. Um, the CPAP allows you with humid air to like breathe better when you're sleeping, so that way the snoring isn't that bad, and it just allows you to actually get like real sleep. Monia for wait, hold on. Monia Facade. I hope I said your first name right. Sup? Hello. Hi again, Monia first. Blah, 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 blah. Monia Facade. Facade. There we go. I can say words. Oh my god, we got 3 likes. Okay. Thank you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will catch you guys in the next video. That'll probably be up tomorrow. Love you guys, and peace out until then.